and welcome to the last post-show of the Cannibal Conspiracy Returns.
Well done, Alex.
It's kind of sad. Thank you, yeah.
Lean's definitely joining them again once she's done.
100%, yeah, she's joining them. I'm leaving that open. But we're going over. I wanted to leave room for questions, and before I do you don't thank me. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for going on this journey with me. We would be nowhere without you just wanting to return to the stream that we ended several years ago and go back now that I would, or at least I would like to think I'm a better DM than I was years ago.
You guys made this all happen.
I think you've always been an amazing DM. I think at least certainly more prepared because you didn't have to buy a map this time.
At least there's that. Yeah.
I will be right back. I have to move out of the room.
Okay.
Okay, so are we gonna wait like another 1 or 2 years and then do Cannibal Conspiracy 3?
Maybe. Because, I currently have no idea what Cannibal Conspiracy 3 would entail. Where do you escalate from here?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Holy form, Zeffy.
The Zephianing Part 3.
Zephianing Part 3. Alright.
Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
So, before the favorite moments, which I think is just gonna involve everyone, whatever happened to Zephy? She was the human sacrifice that was used to summon Zephy the first time around in Cannibal Conspiracy 1. They didn't bother retrieving her body. It is gone.
Whoopsie-doo.
Whoopsie-doodle. Yeah. Cannibal Conspiracy 3. Zephy does a Fortnite dance. I figured out an alternative way to break the will of mankind.
Instantly. He's dead and I have to make another character.
Well, I can't outperform that. Bye.
Yeah, I guess I'm dead. I think that just... Am I dead? Wow, I guess this is what death is like. Anyway.
I guess I'm dead.
Wow, that's weird. Anyway.
Anyway.
Crazy how that works, right?
Mm-hmm. Maxwell is 100% dead. Yes? Yeah!
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah.
This time for real, please.
This time
He got crushed to death or something.
He got crushed to death. Zephy had enough time to digest the body.
Beautiful.
Did Lean actually score with Santiago?
Please.
Yes.
She's desperate.
I'd say killing a god has earned a night with Santiago.
Thank God she will never forget it. She's probably not very experienced, if at all, but she's read a lot of books.
Alright. Now let's go back to favorite moments from the campaign.
Are you going down the list, or?
Let's go down the list, yeah.
Well, then it starts with you.
So this fight had a whole lot of moving parts. Even if voice mod decided it doesn't want to work with Discord, I'm glad everything else was working great. So, from a technical standpoint, that was my favorite part. I think my other favorite moment of the campaign was, the second fight against the Harvester Mage. Because I mentioned this in Sunday stream, where it was closing ceremonies to Camp Streamix, but running spellcasters is a pain in the ass. And I'm glad I got that to run smoothly in a 2-part fight, because it also had Zephy at the end of it. So that's me.
That was cool.
Nice.
Yeah. Now it's to you, Queen. What are your favorite parts of this campaign?
I think the whole big talk with Minerva and Maxwell. Because not only was that revealing her backstory, which I wanted to do for a while, but it showed a lot more, layers to Maxwell as well, which I really liked, and it was a sweet moment. Unfortunately, Minerva probably has PTSD from all that now.
Probably, yeah.
Minerva, therapist.
Yeah. Also, I think her confronting her dad as well was really good.
Nice.
I'm back. What was the question?
What are your favorite parts of the campaign?
It's your turn, Scott.
It's your turn.
Oh, there's no one else to go?
Well, you're the next.
We're going down the list, and you are after Queen.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're on a potato now.
Yes, I am on my phone. I had to switch rooms.
It's okay.
Alright.
What was my favorite part? You know what? Going into the Harvester Mage's Tower was a lot of fun, because I got to use a lot of utility spells that I didn't get to use a lot during the rest of the campaign. That was a lot of fun. Actually getting to use getting to go behind Zafira's back and check the portrait gallery. That was probably my favorite moment during the entire campaign. That was my soap moment.
That was the soap moment.
But yeah, I ended the campaign with like 8 more bars of soap.
You just never found cause to use the soap?
I don't even remember getting soap. I don't even remember getting soap. How did you get soap?
Remember when Alex said at the very, before the campaign started that we had all this gold to, purchase whatever we wanted?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Soap.
I remember.
Alright.
I bought, 10 fucking bars.
Dawn.
Favorite moments. I mean, what we just did by itself, other than this fantastic finale, sparring with Paratha and the shit show that was fighting Kristoff is really fucking good.
Oh my god, yeah.
The Kristoff fight is just batshit insane.
I'm just what the fuck? Stop doing shit, and then shit keeps happening, and it's no, not like that.
Right.
It was fine.
It's fine. And I believe it's you, Uprising.
It's so hard to pick favorite moments because you're so fresh off of the final battle. You're like, yeah, that one.
Yeah, everything that just happens. That.
Yeah, that one right now. Also because specifically in the that one, when I did that good fireball, and I was like, yay, because that was the most useful I've been the whole time. But otherwise, I'm thinking because there's also a period when I was gone, so I missed the first Harvester Mage fight. I liked being in Santiago's house with his dogs. I liked making them hate the stink. And I had a really good one, and then I forgot it because I was listening to Dawn's, and then I have a tiny, small pea brain.
About getting to use your sex appeal to send Zamworth to his death.
That was good. I did like that. I feel like I had such stronger sex appeal in Cannibal Conspiracy 1, and then now my sex appeal, just diminished. It's something very small.
He's been devoted for over a few decades, and you question that devotion.
You made him question that devotion with the power of your boobs.
It was wonderful.
Very good.
Yeah. He did the math and was like, wait, proportionally speaking, if X was Y's size, then Y would have the bigger boobs.
Oh my god.
Incredible.
So, speaking of Lean's boobs, I saw a question, who the fuck was the creepy guy that called Lean's boobs fake? That was a Nothic. So, normally, rules is written, Nothics in the monster manual can look into your soul, and you have to make a wisdom save, or they'll see a secret about you. I prefer having Nothics know that automatically, because that just makes them even creepier lore-wise. But I legit could not think of anything for Lean. So instead, I just went, wait, he's in the Harvester Mage's tower. The Harvester Mage is Amber. Amber's a spiteful bitch. She would lie and say that Lean's boobs are fake.
That's why Lean's like, oh my god, he's lying. And it's like, yeah, that thing always tells the truth. It's like, but he's telling the truth. You can feel it.
That is beautiful.
Alright.
I love that.
And then scrolling up. Any character or campaign details you want to share that you never got to in-game? I think that's a for everyone question.
Let's go on the list again.
Okay. So starting with me, so originally the way this campaign was structured was way different. Like, it was more focused on investigation, and combat was meant to be, like, so brutal there were multiple options for getting resurrected and then getting better. Combat was going fine for you guys, and investigation was going, like, okay, so I reworked the mechanics of the game to, like, be a better experience in the meantime.
Nice.
Also, you could have done all 4 of, like, the main quests in White Vein in any order. It still would have ended in a final battle with Zephy, no matter what the path you took was. But, like, if you wanted to go down into the mines first, that was totally viable.
Huh.
Yeah, because I adjusted how dangerous and how prepared each group was based on when you went to go see them. So, like, if you went to the mines first, the construct Zephy would just be like a level hazard rather than a boss. But, like, if you went to Santiago last, Plague would be in full swing. You'd have, like, a full court of vampires with him. Stuff like that.
So it's entirely possible that Construct Zephy would not have been the final boss.
That is correct, yes.
Oh!
Yeah.
That's
So what were the other options then? Possibilities, I mean.
All of it technically would have been Zephy, because, like, if you went to construct Zephy, there was, like, okay, here's the thing, this isn't my only body, this is just the one that's the most in progress. So, you could just sacrifice the cult to me, keep me around, or take your chances with the other one. And it would have been, like, a weird moral choice. Do you even listen to Zephy? Probably you wouldn't, and you might have, like, set that body on fire, but then the other one would rise up and find you.
Okay. That's fine.
Interesting.
Yeah. I also tried to, like, have each of the quests in the campaign kind of based on the 4 players. Like, obviously Minerva had the cult in the mines, and the idea was to have Valthiv with Santiago in the castle, because Santiago is just such a freaking outlier from the rest, and Valthiv is a lizard folk on a mountain, because when I realized, alright, the setting is on a mountain, Valthiv is a lizard folk pirate. Shit!
Yeah. It's like,
That's why I decided to have the campaign start with a battle against the Kraken, so that, like, there'd be something else for Valthiv to do.
how do I find myself inland so often?
Alright.
I'm dumb and curious. Who were which of the others were tied to who?
Kaleo was tied to the Thieves Guild, because thieves and rogues. And Lean was tied to Amber, because girl fight.
Go fight!
Alright, so that's my character campaign details that didn't come to pass story. Let's go down the list. Queen!
Can I talk about Zenwarith now?
You can talk about Zenwarith now.
Okay. So I might go into more detail in the fan server if people ask. But what happened with Zenwarith, he had a full backstory. He had more backstory than Minerva did. So what happened is that he was the bastard son of a high elf. His dad basically had a fling with this random woman. And when he was born, his mum tried to say, like, hey, we have a son now. Can you give me, like, financial support? And he's just like, no. So the mum kind of begrudgingly raised Zenwarith until he was 18. And then she kicked him out and just said, go find your father, get some money for us. He went. The dad was not impressed, but Zenwarith kind of begged and insisted until the dad was like, okay, fine, you can work for me. There, fine. He worked for him for upwards to about 10 years before he realized, Dad's not gonna love me. So he ran away. And he was on the street. he got a lot of racism for being a half-elf, and because he was on the street, he was slowly starving to death. And then one day, some guy literally just shoved him and just said, go away, half-breed, or whatever. And
I was going to say, was there a point where a goblin called him a half-breed at any point?
Whatever. But he was so deluded from the hunger and just so angry at what happened that he tracked this guy down and accidentally kind of beat him to death. And he was so crazy in the moment that he just started eating him because he needed something to eat. And that's when Zephy found him. And we all know how well that went!
Mm-hmm.
So,
fun times.
By boobs.
It was basically the first person who gave him positive attention. So he researched her more. He fell really deeply in love with her, not in a more physical sense, in kind of a devotion sense, but kind of, this is the only person who he thought loved him. And then he formed the cult. He met Carthor and Janina in the early days of the cult when Janina was pregnant with Minerva. Carthor at the time was trying to find his own way in life, and he just met Janina. They'd just gotten married. She'd just gotten pregnant. If they'd have just missed him, Carthor and Janina and Minerva would have had a normal life. But nope, he managed to convince Carthor, basically hey, we're gonna raid this town. If you're still here later, then you can join the cult. Joined the cult, he became second in command, Minerva was born, and that's how everything else happened. So no one had a very happy story.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it was the same with Carthor as well. It's that, Janina had a good life, but Carthor kind of was just emotionally distant from his parents, which is why he set off in the first place. So, yep. Happy families, everyone. But with that, it means I can now share the rest of the vault.
Yay!
Yay!
Yay. It's writers like you that give me an inferiority complex.
I'm sorry!
No, that just means you're really fucking good. Seriously.
Thank you.
Alright, so going down the list, Scott, any character or campaign details that you want to talk about that we didn't get to in the actual campaign?
Not so much ones that actually were supposed to happen, but I guess I could mention some stuff that I kind of scrapped or abandoned. Originally, before we actually started the campaign, I wanted to kind of expand a little bit on Kaleo a little bit. I said a little bit twice now, thanks.
It's all good.
But I had this one character once upon a time that was a wood elf. I think it was either a wood elf rogue or a wood elf ranger. I can't remember. Either way, her name was Aurelia, and I wanted to incorporate her some way into Kaleel's backstory by revamping her. I was probably going to have her as a sister figure of some sort, and maybe that was the reason that he got into his scouting of some sort. But then I kind of realized that this was both a return to form of our original storyline, and I also kind of wanted to give more focus to the Minerva plotline. So I was like, yeah, this is a story for another time. So I'm gonna take it back to the drawing board, refine it a bit, and if for some reason, God, I have no idea if this will even happen, but if for some reason we end up actually going back to this, maybe I'll come back to it. I don't know.
Nice. Right. Because when you told me the first time about that, I was really interested, so I'd love to see more of that.
Cool. Dawn.
Well, I mean, as far as Valthiv's character himself, there's not a whole lot that could have been brought up in this particular campaign, because fucking pirate, only on the sea for the first episode or so, and then everything, and then that which is 100% fine. However, most of my hang-ups on things that I could have done or thought about, it's mostly me being Boo Boo the Fool and not reading my entire goddamn character sheet and realizing I can do all this cool shit. And I never got to use my gallon of mayonnaise.
Oh.
F. And Uprising.
Lene actually has a lot written about her that I never really got to explore, or at least say, like in the actual game, because, like, I don't know, it never came up really, or like, I don't really like to. It makes me feel weird if I'm trying to be the center of a scene. So like I don't like try to get the attention because I feel like I'm like so I didn't bring it up, but she actually has quite a bit written about her, which I mentioned at the end of this when she was trying to sympathize with Minerva, but she sucks so hard at like true emotional connections. Like, because she actually just straight up is bad. Because she never really got to learn them because, like, as she said, so, like, her father was an absent father. They're both halflings, but her father was an absent father. Her mother abandoned her with a guild of dwarves when she was old enough to remember it. Like, so 4 or 5, which is also why she speaks, so she knows halfling. She was with her mother, and they were extremely poor. She was going around. She knows, like, really that her mom abandoned her because she couldn't take care of her. But she's resentful about it, that she didn't try, really. And she's resentful that she abandoned her to the dwarves without really saying anything, because the dwarves didn't really tell her anything. So, she had to learn Dwarvish pretty fast. She worked as an unskilled / skilled labor for the dwarves for a really long time as a guild merchant, and then she left and became a bard and traveled for a really, really, really long time as just a traveling bard. And then she got into all sorts of trash. And because she never really had like an actual parental figure, that's why she was so extremely harsh towards Minerva's like attachment to hers. She was like, they're just straight up trash. Like, I don't know what you're doing here. There's so much other things you can do. Like, so yeah.
Nice. All right. From a quick scroll over the chat, I think we've addressed every question so far. So, I'm gonna make this a last call for questions. 30-second warning.
Queries.
Any more queries to bestow upon us?
Questions, comments, or concerns?
One final thing about Carthor as well, since I just put it in the fan server. I made him an arcane trickster rogue, and the only reason I did that was to give him mage hand, so when he was distracted with reading or something, he could distract baby Minerva with mage hand.
Just literally jangle keys in front of her.
Literally!
What factions were the various townsfolk the party met aligned with? I have a list I'll read from. Does Minerva still have her warlock powers? Theoretically, Zephy could remove them at any point.
Oh.
But
I don't think she... I think she maybe lost those privileges.
Yeah. I'm taking the keys until you learn how to be a good daughter.
Well, time to find a new patron.
I'm tempted to make her a bard. That'd be pretty cool. Because she got the lyre from, like, one of the first episodes.
That's true. That's very true.
We can have a band.
It's band time. It's an all-bard party!
Oh my God, yes, okay, you know what? No, we need, I demand an epilogue session where a one-shot epilogue session where we all just play as multi-class bards.
I will train all of you. You're all under my wing now. I have as proficiencies for instruments, I have my violin, obviously, but I also have lute and shalom. So
Shalom.
I kind of have all the bases covered.
All right.
Shalom to you too. Oh, and by the way, forgetting with Santiago, Mazel Tov. Mazel Tov.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
So, the list of what townsfolk are associated with what. For the sake of expediency, I will not list townsfolk that are not associated with any particular group. Gesine was associated with the thieves, rather obviously, since she, said, yeah, I mean, can you help out the leader of the thieves? Not that I know her or anything. She was the one who took you to the Naga. Anton and Alphonse, the carpenters. Cannibal cultists. They were the ones manning the chains.
Yo! What the fuck? I like them!
Wait,
So, I think you were out when you met the carpenters.
damn.
The forum guard with the thieves got bought off by them. Alright. Fabienne, cannibal cultist. Who would have thought she was directly attached? Franz, the tailor, one of the first townsfolk you met in Whitevein. Cannibal cultist.
Oh,
You sold him out to Yannick, who, if you investigated further, you would have found his body hung.
Oh.
Alright. The Arcane Academy, the smarmy asshole who ran it. With the thieves.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
The two, hire out mercenary houses in the Arcane District. Both of them run by thieves.
Nice.
Luna.
Nice.
Cannibal cultist.
Cultist. Yep.
Shokara.
oh
All
really?
that shit.
Mm-hmm. Wolf, the weaver in the Arcane District, the one with the dogs. Cannibal cultist. Was attached to the wall and had his mastiffs turned into shadow mastiffs as watchdogs.
Yo!
Wait, was attached to the wall? He was.
Yeah, when you went to the area where the two dogs were, and there was a dude just fused to the wall with saliva. That was Wolf.
That was him.
Oh.
All right.
Well,
you did not meet one of the guys in the industrial district who was also a vampire scout for Santiago.
Well,
Yannick works with just about everybody. He was the cultist who was like, well, I'm just looting this shit and getting out of here. General store owner does not give a shit.
well, I hope he had a good life.
Uh-huh.
He does what he wants.
Julia, the butcher. Cannibal cultist.
Of course.
Yeah, that makes
She's a butcher.
Yeah.
Hey, she gave me a good chicken.
She was the other cult fanatic in the Luna fight.
didn't you
I
kill
see.
one of the animals that I thought was going to be living?
I believe so, yes.
Oh, is she? Wait, is she the one that I remember during the Luna fight? You said that there's a body, and we would have recognized it, and then we accidentally destroyed it.
That is correct. That was Julia.
Okay.
Yeah. The apothecary. So this was a little bit tricky, because she did help stabilize Santiago in the attack in the theater, but she also worked for the thieves. She was just under very heavy scrutiny and didn't expect anyone to go try and save him.
Beautiful.
All right then.
All right. And that's that.
Nice.
I love them all. I hope the ones who survived had a good life.
Yeah. Yannick's like, I worked with everybody bad in this town and got away scot-free.
Yannick knows what's up.
Yannick's the
Me,
real
I
winner
do
here.
not come cheap. Thank you very much.
Yeah. What about the ticket girl? She was not affiliated with any of the groups.
She just wanted to
I
sell
like-
shows.
Did she
Yeah.
survive or did she die?
She survived. She was traumatized, but she survived.
Good for her.
Everyone gonna do therapy.
Luna joined the cannibal cult because there wasn't enough money to support her or the troupe or the people who worked at the theater.
Gotta get that
She was
grind.
the ticket lady was afflicted with PTSD, post-ticket stress disorder.
Yeah. Most of the cannibal cult joined the cannibal cult because, they needed the money. They needed to eat.
Yeah.
Okay. You know
Yeah.
what, that's fair. I mean, it's not ideal, but that's fair.
But yeah. Thank you all so much for tuning into the Cannibal Conspiracy Returns. This has been a blast to run, and this frees up the alternating Thursday slot for a while. I'll be working on other things in the meantime, but probably we're not going to return to Cannibal Conspiracy for a little bit. There is going to be a stream Friday. It's going to be something brand new, and we hope you all like it. And then Sunday's also a stream, which is going to be something. I don't know yet. I am very tired. I have just finished off a campaign that I would like to think went well. Thank you all so much, and we will see you all in another adventure. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Love you.